Lot happening in the Middle East. After 13 years of civil war in Syria, more than half a century of brutal authoritarian rule by Bashar Assad and his father before him, rebel forces have forced Assad to resign his office and flee the country. We're not sure where he is, but there's word that he's in Moscow. At long last, the Assad regime has fallen. This regime brutalized and tortured and killed literally hundreds of thousands of innocent Syrians. The fall of the regime is a fundamental act of justice. It's a moment of historic opportunity for the long-suffering people of Syria to build a better future for their proud country. It's also a moment of risk and uncertainty. As we all turn to the question of what comes next, the United States will work with our partners and the stakeholders in Syria to help them seize an opportunity to manage the risks. For years, the main backers of Assad have been Iran, Hezbollah, and Russia. But over the last week, their support collapsed, all three of them, because all three of them are far weaker today than they were when I took office. And let's remember why. After Hamas attacked Israel on October the 7th, 2023, when much of the world responded with horror, Iran and its proxies chose to launch a multi-front war against Israel. That was a historic mistake on Iran's part. Today, Iran's main territorial proxy, Hezbollah, is also on its back. Only 12 days ago, I spoke from the Rose Garden about the ceasefire deal in Lebanon, a deal that was only possible because Hezbollah has been badly degraded. Meanwhile, Hamas has been badly degraded as well. Iran's own military capabilities have been weakened. Iran tried 2 times to attack Israel, and the United States and build a coalition of countries to directly defend Israel and help defeat those attacks. All this made possible for Iran and Hezbollah to continue to prop up, impossible, I should say, for them to prop up the Assad regime. Additionally, Russia's support for Assad also failed. And that's because Ukraine, backed by our American allies, has put up a wall of resistance against the invading Russian forces, inflicting massive damage on the Russian forces. And that has left Russia unable to protect its main ally in the Middle East. Excuse my cold. The upshot for all this is, for the first time ever, neither Russia nor Iran nor Hezbollah could defend this abhorrent regime in Syria. And this is a direct result of the blows that Ukraine, Israel, have delivered upon their own self-defense with unflagging support of the United States.
Revelation chapter 16, verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. As you see in the clip before, you have President Biden speaking very, very proudly, about what's going on right now in the Middle East. This is very, very serious when we talk about prophecy and World War III. Very, very, very serious what's happening right now. Now, quick history for those who don't know. All right. You newcomers that don't really understand what's going on or what went on in the past leading up to this moment. You have President Assad, which is the president of Syria, that just fled to Russia. Russia being one of his biggest allies, or its biggest ally. They're allies with Iran, Russia, and as you see, 10 years ago, they tried to take down all of Syria. They bombed Syria. They put in rebels, backed rebels. They put in there. They dropped them off in helicopters, gave them weapons, to terrorize Syria. And mostly, most of Syria was destroyed. A lot of it, I should say, was destroyed, backed by America. That happened 10 years ago when President Obama was in office. All right. Now, speeding up 10 years later, it's like during that time, they was like, you know what? We're going to finish them off later. And that's what they're doing now, 10 years later, a decade later, because Syria is a hot spot for Armageddon. It is a hot spot because the river Euphrates runs through Syria. It runs through Iraq. Okay, then Syria being the middle country. Okay, and then it curves off into Turkey. Okay, but Syria is that middle piece. Go look at the map, you will see it. The river Euphrates runs through Syria. So Syria is a hot spot, okay, for all the troops to be gathered for judgment from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Okay, so think about what Biden is saying. They're literally saying, now we're going to step in. We made Assad flee to Russia. Russia, you couldn't stop it. Iran, you couldn't stop it. Like I said earlier, Iran and Russia has big ties in Syria, okay, and big interest in Syria. All right, so this is a huge escalation that they're trying to say they're going to take it over and establish their own using those rebels, but America's going to back the rebels. No, they're trying to hijack the country overall, man, okay, so they can put multiple military bases in Syria to fight against who? Russia and Iran. Okay, this is World War III we're seeing, man, bubbling. Okay, now real quick, let's go. Matter of fact, let's go back to Revelation chapter 16, verse 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. I told you, look at a map. Okay, what I explained earlier. And it says, and the water thereof was dried up. And you can go see that. You can see that the river Euphrates is dried up, man. It's been drying up more and more the past decade. Okay, fast. All right, you can go look that up. It says, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Prepared for what? Prepared for World War III. Okay, for the judgment that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has set and prepared for all those troops, all those nations, all those kingdoms, gathering their troops together in the Middle East, and Syria being one of the main spots. They're going to be gathered together. So what we're seeing right now, and what Biden is saying, okay, there is a race to see who is going to take over Syria. Think about that, man. While at the same time, you got America backing Ukraine, okay, against Russia right now as we speak. All right. You have the situation with Israel and Iran and Hezbollah, Lebanon, et cetera, et cetera. Iran being a little quiet, but Iran is preparing. Okay. They're preparing, man, to come out like a wild boar. You can read that in 2nd Esdras chapter 15. Okay, in the Apocrypha. Okay, so all this is coming together, man. Okay, to be prepared for war. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait you upon me, said Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey for my determination. Right, man, the prey is all the armies of the other nations. Okay, they represent the prey. Okay, whether it's Russia, Iran, fake Jews, American troops, EU, okay, all the troops of NATO, all right, they are the prey. Okay, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation. Indignation meaning righteous anger, man. Okay, a righteous judgment is coming in the Middle East. It's coming in the Middle East, man. A major judgment. Okay, and the Lord put the Spirit on us to break it down to you, Jakes, out there. All right. And if I sound a little weird, I've been down for the past couple of days, but the Lord gave me the strength to put this together. Okay, because prophecy is coming to pass. All right. And as the teachers and prophets, we still got to teach. We still got to put things together. All right. And serve the Lord no matter what, sick or not. Okay. Just throwing that out there. All right. So it says, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Right. That is being prepared. Judgment, like I read in the Revelation 16, verse 12. The second half, I read it again, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Right. For that judgment. All right. The Lord fierce anger, man. The judgment of fire. The fire of my jealousy. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. You seeing it, man. So now that Assad fled to Russia, what's going to happen with Syria? Think about what he's saying, Biden, man. That maniac. Well, there's multiple groups, but we're backing some of the groups, and then we're trying to give the other groups some grace to see what they're going to do if we're going to back them, and we're going to set up the country in a better, historic way. He said it out of his own mouth, man. This is a historic opportunity. Okay, we're going to take over a whole country. Russia ain't going to let that happen. Iran can't afford to let that happen. So what the fuck you think is going to happen, man? We're in a time of war. That's why we got to get our fucking selves together. Okay, the Lord been telling us this is going to happen. Okay? That's why I said watch and pray. If you're watching, you see what's going on, man. You're like, oh shit. This shit is getting heated. And think about it, man. They doing this with 1 month left to go, right? In office, man. Talking about Biden and them. Okay? They doing a lot of shit in the last month, man. All right? That lets you know, man, shit is about to go down for real. We just got to wait, but the Lord is making this thing move. Okay? That's a fact. He's making this thing move, man. Okay? So you think Russia and Iran and China going to sit back and let America take a whole country over? In that hot spot that's needed for World War III, they need Syria. Why you think Russia has already been allies with Syria and Iran? Okay, the reason why Iran bombed those fake Jews a month ago or whatever is because those fake Jews in America bombed them, okay, one of the military bases in Syria. Okay, now they did some other shit, but that was one of the main things that Iran said they shot the missiles over there for. Okay, because they killed some of the top commanders in Syria. So Syria is a hot spot. Okay, let's end it on this. Let's go to Revelation chapter 9. I read verse 14. You know what? I start at verse 12. One woe is past. There's World War I. And behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. World War II, World War III. Okay, and World War III is the last war. Keep reading. Verse 13. And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Okay, go look at the map, like I said. All right, and you'll see. You can put it together. Verse 15. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of man. Right, man. Okay, to stir things up. Okay, so right now the angels are gathering them together. Okay, stirring it up. That's why this is happening. That's why the angels are having them fight over that region, over Syria right now. Okay, when they're already really at war through proxies and different angles, man, they warring right now. Okay, I'm referring to Russia. Okay, the United States, Babylon, the fake Jews, the military, NATO, Iran. You got North Korean troops in Russia fighting against Ukraine, which is really backed by America. Okay, so everybody's getting gathered. Okay, so the angels are doing their thing. We just got to watch, but it's happening right now. Like I said in one of my last lessons, man, this time is speeding up. We ain't got that much time left. The time is moving too fast, man, to think we got a lot of time. You sitting there trying to count, do we got 5 more years, 6 more years? Man, years ain't years no more. Okay, I'll just say that. Years ain't years no more, man. We don't have a lot of time left. Get your spirit together. Get prepared. Continue to watch, and you will see. The Lord is about to come through, all the way through. Okay, so with that, I hope you're edified. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, Akim, out there that's doing the truth in sincerity. Shalom.